Good morning, Grand Rising. Welcome once again to Presence of Light with Charlie Riverman Bergeron. Sometimes this thing just flashes lights. I don't know if I'm on or not. If it was interrupted as I came in, welcome to Presence of Light with Charlie Riverman Bergeron. It's always a joy to be with you every Friday morning and share what arises within me as I awaken. And I don't plan this in advance. I just wake up in the morning and I ask my spirit guides and my higher self what is coming through that needs to be addressed or spread to the world. And it surprises me uh, as much as it may surprise anybody because I'm not planning this. This is a gift of the higher universal self for us to tap into and realize that we are so much more than what we've been taught we are. And we're not here to be controlled, we're here to be a part of the whole. And this whole control issue is way out of proportion now to the point where it's devastating so many life forms that it's eventually going to just destroy everything, and we'll begin again at some other level or some other place for that matter. Good morning, Joanna. Bless you and thank you. So I'm not saying all of this to be a downer or to somebody, to say to somebody, hey, you've got to do this or you've got to do that. Today's topic is children of light and children of light and earth. And I really didn't know what I was going to talk about, but when I got up and had my coffee made, the sun was piercing through. And so I always sit in the morning and just gaze at the rising sun and offer some prayers and some ask for some guidance. And it was piercing through the clouds and it would fade in and it would fade out. And I said, how interesting that light fades in and fades out. And that led me to realizing that, and the message really came through, that you're a child of both the light and the earth. And that's why you're attracted to it. And that's why you wake up and you live most of your day, your functional day is during the light, and then your time of rest is during the evening. So we are a cyclical being, and we're in cycle with the universe, not just cycle with Mother Earth, but the sun and the universe. So we are children of both light and earth. And from my own death experience, I know what that light is. I know what it feels like. It doesn't feel because there was no me. I was the light. And here I feel that light within me. I know that when things really get rough, I can tap into that memory. It's imprinted in my mind to remember that you are much more than what you've been taught and much more than what you could ever imagine without having that death experience. So I'm not recommending the death experience for everybody. It's not highly recommended. However, what I am saying is that each of us have this ability to recognize who we truly are. And that's what today's talking about, is about being the children of light and earth combined. And what might that change for each of us as we move forward? Good morning, Renee. Good morning, Vitek. Wayne, good morning. Joel, bless you all. So, it's an interesting process, if you will. for us to move through what we're going through right now. As we look around the world, and each one of us offer our prayers for those who are suffering. And it's not just suffering in the Ukraine and Russia, but there are many countries and many people who are suffering. And we feel many times very helpless to help them. And yet we know that those people wake up in the morning just like we do. They're looking for food. They want to stay warm when it's cold. They want to find shelter when there's storms. They're not any different than us. They may be different colors. They may speak different languages. They may have different belief systems. But in essence, the true essence, the physical essence of who we are, they are us and we are them. And we can't keep separating. And when I look at the world of politics and I look at the world of government, all I see is separation. Separate this from that, this from that. These people can have rights, these people can't have rights. And it boggles me. It's always boggled me, but it's even more so now because it's so blatantly in your face. And I look at the leaders of the world and I'm saying, how do they come to this kind of thinking? What happened within their brains to make them believe that this is the way the universe works? We are so defying right now universal principles that if the universe was how I say it, a room full of people, they'd throw us the hell out. Excuse me. We'd be out. Go on, see you, bye. Here's the door. Have a nice journey wherever you're going. That's not going to happen. We're not going to be thrown out of the universe. However, we will shift and change in ways that are not, how do I say this, benevolent to our future selves until we come back to a 0 point and re-heal. So again, I always start off with this sort of negative thing, but it's not negative, it's positive. The energy of the universe is positive. The energy within us is positive. It's what's around us and happening, and what we create with our minds that creates that negativity that counterbalances and sometimes overtakes us. So we see people with depression, we see people with fear, we see people with anger, we see people with, that's the negative energy. We're going to live with that, but we can manage it. And this is the problem. It's out of control. It's out of control on a collective base. And I'm not telling any of you anything you don't already know. You're in the middle of it, just like I am. I'm not here to preach. Believe me, I have my own my own issues. So we're always in motion here on Mother Earth as we move through the universe. And it happens in a time frame that we can only speak of in numbers. 1,000 years, 1,000,000 years, light years, all of that. We've classified it in language in numbers. And the first message that came to me when I thought about that was, numbers have no feelings. They just don't have any feelings. Numbers are numbers. They don't live. They don't die. They don't breathe. They don't eat. They don't sleep. They're just numbers. Little scratch marks. Whether you scratch them with a rock, as our ancient ancestors did, or you write them with something in charcoal or whatever, and they're these little scratches. They're only an expression of quantity. And quantity has no feelings or emotions. They are non-living. Numbers do not live. And I say that because it sounds weird. Where's he going with this? But they do not live. We live. Right now in the world, we are being treated as numbers. When we look at the past couple of years of COVID, what was important? It wasn't the people's lives. We were numbers. We were numbers on a scale, rising up and down. We died, we lived, we got sick, we didn't get sick. We became numbers, we became statistics. As we look at what's happening in Ukraine and Russia, what are we getting? We're seeing the pictures of the drama, the horror of that, but it's all about the numbers. It's about numbers. We've been reduced from human beings to numbers. Now, how do you get emotional about a number? How do you care for a number? How do you help a number? You can't. And this is what I see playing out. And this is what's bothered me is it for a while now, is that we've been reduced from being humans and living beings, a part of Mother Earth, a part of the universe that is alive, to numbers in a machine like this. And now we have these super machines that can calculate everything way in advance. And that advanced information can be used for good or it can be used for evil. And there are people out there who love to do it for the evil. The evil is, if you look at the word evil, it's live backwards. It's real simple. It really explains itself. Live, turn it around. Evil. One you live, one is living backwards. That's what's happening. We are creating an evil world. Now, I don't mean that in the sense of devils and all of that. I'm just saying it's a black hole, if you will. We're creating a black hole out of planet Earth. And as that happens, everything starts to die. And as that death occurs, the energy becomes weaker and weaker and weaker. So this is what it's about today, is for us to remember that we are the children of light and earth. This physical body, what's the saying? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We are nothing. This is an earth body. We didn't come in this body. What did we come in with? We came in through the light. We came in through the energy, and we came into the womb of our mothers. And we were conceived in a natural process. But we are the light that came into that heart that was in that infant, in that body, in the womb of mother. And it was light that brought us together. It was light that ignited us. And it's light that flew through our bodies from our heart to our brain and to create this living presence. Take a deep breath. We're good. You are beautiful. Each one of you are beautiful souls that are amazing beings and are going to become more amazing in days to come. I'm not talking months, years. I'm in days, in hours. Because you're going to start to say, hey, wait a minute. Who am I? What am I here to do? If I'm a child of light and earth, what is my purpose? Is it to get up and make toast? Is it to drive my car just to please myself? There has to be something more. And I know all of us have asked that. What is the more right now that we need to focus on? And each one of us are unique. So you're not going to do what I'm doing. I'm not going to do what you're doing. but we have to start seeking that light and that earth within us and find what around us resonates with the light and lights us up, and what from it is earthing, is grounding us at the same time. Because if we're got too much light where we can't focus and manifest, if we have too much earth, we can't vision. So it's a combination, again, the yin and yang, the balance, the masculine, the feminine, the up, the down. This is the third dimension. It's all about that. It's not going to change. It's the structure. It's the ano. They're giving me a word. It's like the energetic. Okay, energetic. Never heard of it. But it's the energetic frequency of what life on earth is all about. It's energy. It's all about energy. And you know that when you don't feel good, when your energy is down, nothing happens. And you know that when your energy is up and excited, you get things done. Take a look at the world right now. 2 years, the energy has been compressed. People who hate each other but think they love each other have been in close connection with each other. It's not pretty. We're not hearing the stories. We're not getting the information of the damage that's being done inside our own homes because we can't tolerate the person that we're with or the children that we have. There's a major process that's been going on that is so detrimental to humanity. So we need to break out of this. And now we've got it outside of us. We've dealt with inside. Now we have fear of, we're going to live, we're going to have enough money, blah, blah, blah. So we're having the yin and yang again. We had it within, we're going to have it without. Okay. Card I pulled today was just by accident. I haven't touched these cards in a long time. It's, see if I can get it. Soul Inspirations, message cards by Kalia, who was a friend of mine in France, and she created these cards. She talks about what she goes through, just like I do. And this card was just a random pull, and actually it fell out of the deck when I reached for it. And it says, I am a child of the universe. I know my worth. I anchor my existence. I am a blessing to this earth. Let's feel into those words again. I am a child of the universe. I know my worth. I anchor my existence. I am a blessing to this earth. How does that feel to you? What if you got up every day and you said something similar to that to yourself? You recognized who you were, and you felt you had purpose. This is what children of light and earth do. They have purpose. They have a purpose here. We're not just here on vacation. We're not just here because somebody had sex. We are here to be a part of this wholeness, this planetary beingness. We came here not only to just experience this. This isn't just like we go onto the playground and we play on the the merry-go-round. This is where we live. This is where we have our being. And when we look around the world at how people are being, it's horrifying. We are the ones who are waking up. We are the ones we have been waiting for. We are the ones who chose to be here at this time because we know that we are that powerful. We know that we are the guardians of each other and Mother Earth. And each one of us are now awakening to even a deeper level of that experience. Because what's happening in the world is horrendous. And we can't hide from it anymore. We can't pretend it isn't happening. So right now, it's very important for all of us to remember who we truly are. Not just as a physical body, as a human who lives next door to this or works there. Who are we in our hearts? And I'm going to bring in the heart business in a minute. And I wasn't even expecting that until my guides led me to the information. And the message was share this with the world. And it's been shared and it's being shared by a lot of people. But it's more important now than ever before for us to tap into our hearts and realize that our heart is not just a piece of flesh that flexes and pumps blood through our system. It's an intelligence system. That it was the first intelligence system in our bodies before our brain. It taught our brain what to do. It was the teacher. It was the guardian that made sure everything in the brain got what it needed. And it did this not by thinking. This is what the brain does. But by being the inner intelligence of who we truly are. And when that heart stops, we no longer live in this body. And it's really that simple. Scientists like to elaborate and dive in and dissect. They're now in our DNA. They're now in our DNA, and I don't know where that's going to end. We may have 6 arms and 14 feet. I don't know. The possibilities are endless, both good and bad. So it's anybody's guess. So over thousands of years, we have been living here on planet Earth. Okay? And we've been taught many, many things. And then somebody came and destroyed those teachings. Actually destroyed them. Whether they be rocks with scratches on them or libraries like the library in Alexandria where they just destroyed it because they had the information that they needed to rule over others, and they made it impossible for anybody else to get it. And they became powerful. And they became leaders and worshipped as gods. Because Everybody else was dumbed down and not allowed to learn the truth about who they were, where they came from, and much more. And so we get fragments in the teachings, the ancient teachings, but they're not complete because parts were cut out or parts were omitted because that was the key piece. And if you knew that key piece, you were at peace because you knew who you were and what you were here to do. So they got destroyed in wars, in struggles of power over each other. And we no longer have a cohesive storytelling. And this is what my guides keep saying, that they are here for all of us. It's not just my guides. You have them as well. And they're here to guide you if you just open your heart and listen from your heart rather than your head. And if you look around right now, we are being bombarded by information. See this machine in front of us? This is part of it. It started with radios. Then it was TVs. And now it's this. And pretty soon it's going to be in the airwaves around us, and we won't see it, we won't feel it, we won't even recognize it, but it will be bombarding us unknowingly. And if it isn't already, I'd be surprised. So the message is, come back into this heart. This is your intelligence system. It's not just pumping blood. Look at it differently. Treat it differently. The things that we're believing, that we're being told to believe around us now, are not truths. They're fragments. They've been cut in pieces in order to create a story. Just like when you write a book, you go through the sentences and I'll put this here and put that there, and you rearrange the words to tell a story. And what we look at is, during wars, the stories become very aligned with what the warriors want you to believe. It doesn't have to be the truth. All it has to do is follow into alignment with what they want and make you believe it so that you support them in their greed and distortion. I had to take a deep breath there, because this is something that's been driving me crazy, and I'm getting some light today on it, and I realize that I can't do anything about that. That's going to happen. But I can do something about me. And it's how I look at it. And it's how I become involved with it, because we're involved with it whether you want to be or not. So what is my involvement? How does that align with who I truly am? Not with what somebody out there wants, but how do I do that in my heart? And know that I am a part of that. No matter how much I distance myself from it, I'm in that field of energy. And it's a field of energy. How do we shift the energy? One, by keeping calm. Two, by thinking positive thoughts. 3, by tuning out of all the propaganda that is being spit out of people's mouths and newscasters, etc., in order to create sides. You can't have a war if you don't have two sides. It doesn't happen just by itself. It's not a singular action. There have to be two or more players. The war and the damage that you see happening in the world around us is happening within us. And it's time each of us really look deeply within ourselves and say, what do I offer myself? And people will say, well, that's selfish. But it's not. Because that little message I say, I am you, you are me, we are unity, that's the truth. That's the real truth that all of these separatists don't want. They want to be in the rule of everything. They want to be in power. And they make us want to be in power. But they've distorted it to the point where power is now negative rather than positive. They flipped power in the beginning of creation is positive. Hope you grasp what I'm saying. It's all about energy. And we are energy beings, beings of energy, beings of light, beings of love. And both of those are energies. And we know what both of those energies do when they're used properly, when they're shared without restrictions. We know the brilliance of the sun. We know the magnificence of Mother Earth. Both are about sustainability, about life, living to the fullest engagement in a peaceful manner that will have distortions and ripples and storms and death and life. But when we come from our heart, everything changes. And that leads me to this looking deep within ourselves for the truth. It isn't out there. You're not going to find the truth out there, especially now. They have mastered the art of distortion. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to go into what and why and where, but you know it exists and you feel it in your body. And that's what you have to look at is where is the distortion in me? Where am I feeling it? How is it expressing itself physically, mentally, emotionally? And sit long with it. Don't think you can just, well, I'll cut it out and that's it. Because we've been trained since birth that this is acceptable. And many of us have rebelled it all of our lives. And for you, the rebels, the people who have awakened many times and felt helpless and just started to ignore it or to not embrace what you could do. It's time to rise, like the sun this morning. That was the message. Rise like the sun. It doesn't rise, does it? We turn into it. We evolve and revolve into the sunlight. That's the 3D physical thing. In our multidimensional self, we are the light. But here in the third dimension, we roll into the light. Think about that. When you feel bad, when you feel negative, when you roll into the light, find the light within you and gently, don't let it rise, go to meet it. So the gift of my guides to me was, I got to this point in my show notes and I said, well, where do I go from here? How do I end this? What do I leave that's a positive message? How do I take all of that awareness of all of that negativity within us and around us, and then make it show the opposite? Because you have to have that balance. I was guided to look up different articles, different words, and that's what happens. I look up different words and I find meanings, and I ended up on the heart math page. And for those of you who know about heart math, I encourage you to keep knowing about it. And for those of you who don't, I encourage you to look it up. I'm not really that familiar. I'm just becoming more and more familiar with the work that they're doing because of my own coming into my heart. And this is what we need, some understanding so that we can live our lives and end the suffering and destruction within and around us. So I'm just going to read this, and I can put the, I'm going to put the, what did I do? I get out of there. Okay. I wanted to get and put the link to Heart Math here in the comments. Because I can't take credit for this. So there's a link to what I'm going to share with you. And the parts that I'm reading is really simple. Physiologists John and Beatrice Lacey conducted research that showed the heart actually communicates with the brain in ways that greatly affect how we perceive and react to the world around us. This was years ago. It's been known for years. It's not new. Pioneer neurocardiologist Dr. Andrew Almer introduced the term heart-brain. I can't say I ever heard that until this morning, heart-brain. I understand it, but I never heard it. He said the heart possessed a complex and intrinsic nervous system that is a brain. And I've talked to doctors who work with the heart. They're not even aware of this. They just look at it as a piece of meat and, it does what it does. It's a pump, and they look at it that way. So this is information that we've had for 30, 40 years or even more. Goes on to do some bullet points, and I will read the bullet points. The heart sends us emotional and intuitive signals to help govern our lives. The heart directs and aligns many systems in the body so that they can function in harmony with one another. The heart is in constant communication with the brain. The heart's intrinsic brain and nervous system relay information back to the brain in the cranium, creating a two-way communication system between heart and brain. The heart makes many of its own decisions. The heart starts beating in the unborn fetus before the brain has been formed, a process scientists call autorhythmic. Humans form an emotional brain long before a rational one. and a beating heart before either one of them. The heart has its own independent, complex nervous system known as the brain in the heart. It's a lot of information. That's why I put the link for you to go look. Because this is the key to us being the light and love that we truly are. And taking back our sovereignty. Sovereignty doesn't mean rule over. That's what they made us believe. Sovereignty is knowing that within ourselves we are a whole being. And we can't have wholeness outside of us if we don't have wholeness within us. So what you see outside that's happening right now is the breakdown of us inside. And we need to focus on inside. And if we do that, the outside will change. And it's that simple. That's what my guides have been pounding in my head for months now. It isn't out there that you need to take care of it. It's inside. And I'm going to offer you this poem that I wrote for the Global Heart team yesterday. It's called Loving Potential. Each of us, let me move it over so I don't have to look sideways here. Each of us has an inner wisdom which cannot be denied. Yet it is kept hidden deep within us. And it is pure potential to create with. Each of us is seeking love outside of ourselves and from someone else. Yet it is within us waiting to be released into the greater field of energy that surrounds us. We are the potential of love, not the result of it. And each of us is a part of each other, seeking loving presence within each other to remind us to be kind, compassionate, so that we can lovingly share our heavenly light with each other, as we did before entering these bodies. Let us become still and seek that love and light that is buried deep within and striving to be found by others. I love you all. I thank you all. May the message have played an important part in your life to shift your thinking just a little bit, to look for the positive, to mourn with the negative, honor it, but know that the way out of this isn't a solution of arguing and fighting. It's about coming back to loving ourselves and respecting ourselves and knowing that we are the most powerful beings on this planet. And we came here to live in community, not in separation. Thank you all for your comments and wish you the best of everything. I encourage you to look up that article by Heart Intelligence, and I find your lack of cheer disturbing. Oh, Wayne, I bless you. Don't misunderstand. The seriousness is not to alarm, but like an alarm clock, it's to wake you up. And with that, I'm going to say, bless you all. I love you. I thank you. I respect you. I am you. You are me. We are unity. One heart, one love. And we can't do anything without each other. So yes, it's serious. And yes, it is brought to you with loving kindness and sincerity to tell you how powerful and how brilliant each one of you are when you come home to your heart. Bless you all. I'll see you next Friday. Or not. If I have turned people away, then that's the message. Know that you are uniquely the most powerful beings on this planet. And know that as a collective, we are the most powerful. Blessings, everyone. Enjoy your day, your evening, wherever you are. And yeah, I'll be back next Friday. Love you.